Our celebration of the diaconate here in the college takes us back to the life of the early church, to the Acts of the Apostles. The apostles realised that things are growing for the church and there's a need. There's a need for people to be looked after, and there's a dispute. There's a little bit of tension in the community, and they decide that they have to share the ministry. They want to concentrate on preaching and on praying, and they ordain 7 men that are picked to help in the distribution to the widows there in early Jerusalem. That's the origins of the diaconate in the church, and throughout the centuries that role has developed and changed. It was, like the early church, very closely associated with the ministry of the bishops, and our mural here that you can see beside me from St Ninian features 2 deacons with Ninian, a bishop, being sent back from Rome to Scotland. The early church, the deacons, would have a very important role in organising the diocese. They'd have been quite prominent in the liturgy and in the charitable work of the diocese. But as the needs of the church changed, so did the role of the deacon. Many of the deacons used to be administrators, helping bishops to look after the diocese. Many deacons became popes. The role of the priest in the church was not as prominent, but that began to change shortly after the first centuries of the church. And we see in a way that the diaconate slowly but surely becomes less important as the priesthood becomes more important. The deacons, while they were involved in the liturgy, helping to prepare the altar as they had helped prepare the table for the food and for charity in the early church. Deacons helping to proclaim the gospel, even as that was the task of the apostles in the early church. And more became a stage on the way to priestly ordination. Became something called the transitional diaconate. After the Second Vatican Council, the role of the diaconate as a proper ministry, as part of holy orders, was rediscovered. And now many of the dioceses throughout the world, perhaps some of your own, will have what we call now permanent deacons, exercising this ministry of diaconate again in the diocese, doing lots of different activities, ministries, to help support priests and clergy and the people in their parishes, from preaching the gospel to helping at the liturgy, particularly the distribution of communion, to ministering some of the sacraments, from baptism to marriages to assisting in funerals, but also perhaps that earlier task of helping administration of the diocese, catechesis, preparation, property issues, working in the curia, sometimes working and helping bishops in their offices with various specialisations that they bring from their previous lives. A second mural here in the crypt of the college shows one of the other key roles of the deacons. This time we see 2 deacons with St Columba as he celebrates the liturgy. The assistance at the liturgy was an important role and remains a very important role of the deacon in the church. Looking after the sacred vessels, preparing the altar, bringing the vessels to the priest, and then helping to distribute Holy Communion to the faithful. Particularly, the care of the chalice was a traditional and continuing role of the deacon in the church. That service at the altar, mimicking and reflecting as it does the assistance of the bishop in the distribution of charity, looking after those who are in need, here looking after the spiritual needs of the people, assisting the priest and the bishop as he celebrates the sacred liturgies.